Hey guys, so here we are, with tea time. I have one of my best friends in the entire world, Katie, with me.
It's coffee time for me, though.
It's coffee time for her. And it'll be for me, but I'm trying to stay true to this for you. So I know we were going to talk about, being committed to yourself. And I feel like this is still relevant to that, even though it's not going to be specifically... Sorry, Katie. You're just going to have to be in the way.
As long as you don't get in my coffee, I'm fine.
I have no promises. I have zero promises on that.
Continue.
Okay. This is still relevant because we're going to talk about something that we discussed last night. Something that really got to me. Something that I really actually didn't say out loud until last night, and something that we both agree on.
Yeah.
And how it's relevant to us. It's almost two different sides of. It's more than just someone literally controlling you in a very abusive way. It's more than that. It's how we try to control the relationships. And, so I put here in my notes why it's easier to fall in love with someone when it won't work out and you know it. It's pretty deep. That's pretty real. I don't think a lot of us think of that. We wonder why we fall for all these people. And if you're wondering why the lighting is so bright, it's because it is snowing outside. So just let me know.
It's kind of cold.
It is kind of cold, but we have a heater here. We have a blankie. We're taken care of. Anyway, so for this talk, we're going to discuss why that is and our own stories to share with you on this subject. It's something that I just didn't really say out loud just yet.
Yeah, same for me. Like I never really thought of it out loud until recently.
Yeah. So I hope this helps you guys. If you don't follow me on Instagram, the link is down below. You can follow Katie too. I've tagged her in something, I promise.
Oh yeah.
So you'll find her. Also, I do tarot if you want to check out some other videos. There are other tea time videos as well. This is for you. This is for your personal growth. It's super, casual, hence why we have these, like my CBD, and why we have drinks and stuff like that. But this is for you guys. This is sort of a journaling prompt for you to kind of make you think a little deeper. If you liked it, if it did serve you in some way, leave a like, subscribe, let me know in the comments what you think. And maybe this is something that you guys didn't realize till now, or something that you haven't really spoken out loud till now. It's major, it's huge, and I think a lot of us don't recognize just how real it is.
Yeah.
So I don't know which one of us wants to go first. I mean, I'm down for whatever.
So I heard coffee.
That's wax in there because I get all natural honey, and bitch, it natural.
Sorry, her coffee her tea has weird things in it. It just got me. No, I guess I can go first if you want, but you are kind of the host of this thing, so.
Well, I mean, we're both the hosts today, to be fair, and no matter how much I move this damn camera, I'm still having all this room
That's
over
because
here.
we naturally lean to our dominant sides.
We do. So, now you have room.
And you actually have an arm there from where mine is, and so I'm just like.
By the way, she did give me this necklace. Love it. Thank you. It's helped me.
She made me these guys.
That's what I do. I just make stuff for people.
I'm pretty sure like 90% of my jewelry has come from her, except for these two pieces. And this is my protection amulet and my Cernunos. And that's
gorgeous.
The only ones that I have legit bought myself.
Totally matches her. I don't have enough room on my body for all the necklaces I have, so. But anyway, if you want to start with your story, so first off, what is it that, I know that you just began a relationship, and it definitely brought up some things that you never thought before.
Yeah, a little background on that is, I knew this guy for 5 years, and we really good friends, and recently we were like, all right, well, we both kind of like each other. Why don't we start this thing? And then it's been like, what, a month now?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my, wow.
I'm sure that was
it feels
a beautiful
like it's
phase.
been forever.
Oh yeah.
That you guys have been together.
And it's because we've been like so close for so long, and that kind of goes into what I'm about to talk about, because this person got to know me on a personal level. They got to know me on that emotional level.
Hi, friend. You are gonna watch this video.
Oh jeez. Hi. That's all you get. But like I got to know this person on a very emotional level and a very deep connection.
Mm-hmm.
And vice versa, I've gotten to know this person quite a bit. Whereas most relationships, and we talked about this last night, most relationships that happen nowadays, or that even you and I have gotten into, have started on a very physical and very whirlwind kind of start.
I wouldn't say mine was physical. Mine was definitely like emotional whirlwind.
Yeah. And see, that's you were talking about how we're both the same, opposite sides of the same coin.
Mm-hmm.
In all of my past relationships, started very physical, and so they started in a very much a how can I serve you physically way, whether that was intimacy or whether that was acts of service.
Or your thought on intimacy too.
Like what I could give this
that's
person.
what we're taught.
Yeah. And so most relationships start that way, and they never went very far or went very well.
Mm-hmm.
And so personally, I never had that real deep emotional connection. So when I began actually like an actual dating relationship with Wolford, I still have to shift this mental paradigm, because recently I had to get over that bump of like, how can I serve this person physically when that's not what I want to do? I just want to be near this person. I just want to enjoy their company.
Right.
And having to unlearn that is very odd.
Right.
Like, it was a very weird process to go through, and I'm still going through it in some instances.
I feel like, for me, I always gave myself away emotionally to people that I wasn't even with yet, and I think I shared this in another tea time video, where I was absolutely committed to somebody where we weren't even like together in that way. Now, of course, like there is a level of commitment with friends, of course. Like you're gonna serve each other, you're gonna like love each other no matter what, you're gonna be there for each other, no matter what you're feeling. You're like, I'm there for you. Like, boo, what's up? Like that's what it's about. But like, I obviously had romantic feelings for these people. And I would just go out of my way. I actually, with one friend, went on, like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with friends going on vacation, but it's very obvious how I felt. And, like, we went, like, to a place together and stuff like that. And there was just a lot of myself that I gave away, because I always was taught that servitude is what's going to show my worth. And servitude in the sense of, hey, like, let me take care of you, like, make you a drink, cook you dinner, stuff like that. Just these, like, little acts of service that kind of amount in a really big way. And not to say that I wouldn't do that for my friends, not at all, but, like, there was always that little extra.
Yeah, there's a difference in the mentality of it. Because, like, if it's between you and I, like, I make you drinks and get you stuff all the time.
Oh, yeah.
But
we, like, totally cook together. Shit like that.
Kind of the greatest times ever. But
oh my God.
With you,
we're snowed in together right now. It's pretty righteous.
That's fair. And like, we planned on getting snowed in together.
We did. I was like, dude, like, food, snow, my place.
I was like, yes, let me get different clothes, because I came like straight home from work, picked up clothes, and came over here. That's how much we planned.
YouTube, video games, come on.
I still haven't played video games. Anyway, off topic.
We will. We've been watching an old lady play video games.
Yeah,
she's
Shirley Curry
precious.
On YouTube. She's fantastic.
She's
anyway,
goals.
Way off. This is also going to happen a lot since we're together. Off topic. Just
this video may be a little longer.
Well, there's two of us. It has to be longer.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, with relationships, like, there's a different mentality in that giving.
Yeah.
Like, it's very much not just like, hey, how can I help you? It's, how can I do for you in every way that I can so that you won't...
I can prove my worth.
Yeah, so that you won't get rid of me in a sense.
Please validate me.
Like, I know...
Like, ugh.
Yeah, personally, that's how I gave of myself, was very in this physical way.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly lost myself in it a lot.
Oh yeah, you definitely do when you're in any sort of mentality like that.
And so with this new relationship, I don't have to. Like, this person is absolutely wonderful in that he doesn't mind what I do. Like, we are both these very independent people who have come together on this journey.
I'm a hopeless romantic. I'm just so cute.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure every single one of our friends, like, once we were like, yeah, we're actually together, we're like, finally!
Gentle Jesus! God! Like, we weren't trying to set them up or anything.
No.
We're not those friends. Like, there was a time, like, when you guys were close to being, like, you know, making it official. Mm-hmm. Sorry, my hair is just nuts today. Where I was like, so you're gonna talk to him? So you're gonna discuss this shit? Because it was very obvious. It wasn't like you guys were just sitting awkwardly next to each other and it's just cute and I'm just like, y'all should totally get it. Like, that's not how it was. It was, they were literally like this close, always touching, cuddling, and I'm sitting here like...
And like, something that I noticed with him, even if we are literally sitting across the room, it still feels like we're right next to each other.
Yeah. Oh man, the vibes. The vibes were so claustrophobic. I'm like, I'm not sitting in between these two, you're gonna sit next to each other. You understand me? Like, like, quit making Aaliyah a sandwich at a distance. I'm so done.
Well, that's the thing, like...
So cute.
The way it was explained to me was, for me personally, I'm a very structured person. We talked about this last night as well.
You're structured in every way. I'm the stuff that's important, I'm structured. Other than that, I get really anxious about, like...
over-preparing, as it were. But yeah, so I am a very structured person. I am a scientist. I like structure in my life because I had so little structure in the early parts of my life. And so my way of coping was making everything as structured as possible. And so in every past relationship, I had this list of, like, if I did this for them, if I did that for them, if I served them in this way.
Oh, yeah.
And so I could check off everything on that list and be like, yeah, they'll keep me around. They'll keep validating me because I do this stuff for them.
And they'll stay.
Yeah. With him, I have no idea what that list is. When I talked to my therapist, she was like, he's made his list. You have no idea what's on it, but he's made his list, and you check off everything on that list. And it's just so amazing to, like, learn how to be myself around this person, and then just be like, yeah, that's cool.
They totally are. Just just so comfortable. I know that for me, the reason why, I mean, obviously we touched on something kind of deep, like we're joking and stuff. But honestly, it's something that I had to face within myself. You know, I had a certain type, not like physically, obviously, like if you saw the people I dated, which isn't a whole lot, but you know, the people, because I always went steady. I've never been a person that's just like, like, oh, let me just try this out. Oh man, trial, click. Like, it's not, that's just, I don't know.
You have that, like, 1 month trial without having to pay for it, and then after that you're like, no, I'm good.
Nah. You know, it's just not how it goes with me. No.
Also, I fidget. I apologize.
Oh, they're used to it. Like, I'm always playing with my hair and shit. But, you know, so here's the thing. I realized that subconsciously I wanted to make sure I had a scapegoat. Because I am a very devout person. I'm a very loyal person when I'm with someone. Caity has witnessed me being with someone for 2 years. Yeah. That it was good for a long time, but there still wasn't that depth to it. That there was always that kind of distance sort of thing. Like, we were always together and stuff like that. But there was this safe wall between us.
I think it was for both of you, though.
It was on both of our sides, for sure. Because I was always, you know, this is really hard for me to say. Like, I am so scared or I was And I think I will be when when that time comes, when I find somebody or someone finds me or we just find each other ever so randomly. I'll still be scared and have to work through it in a whole other way, when I get with somebody. But I've never been with somebody that truly accepted me for me, and someone I was confident that would stick around when things got tough. And subconsciously, on my part, I'm not going to go into detail about how people have done me wrong a whole lot. On my part, I always realized I needed a reason to leave. Like, if you think about it, I think a lot of people do this because of how we are today, our society, instant gratification, just so many things that we don't have to work for now, and put effort in, that it is scarier to connect to somebody where you don't have a legit reason to leave. I've always been with people that have done something, or they didn't treat me right in some way, that it was completely legit. If I wanted to leave, I never did until like breaking point, which, by the way, that's not a healthy thing to do. Don't be really proud of it. It's,
sticking around for like the wrong reasons is not good.
No.
Like, it's not healthy.
No. And it's something that I definitely had to work through and understand, and I did that in my most recent, I think we discussed it.
We discussed a lot of things last night.
Yes. And the thing is with, I guess you could say, my most recent relationship, it didn't last very long, but I more or less call it a lesson than an actual relationship, because I did cut it off early, because I didn't want to wait till I was completely broken to leave. Especially in the beginning stages, it just, that's a huge indication that something's off.
It's one of those things where, like, I've been told those things that you ignore in the beginning because you love that person are what will drive you away later on.
Yeah, and that's not even the reason why I think we stay. It's our expectation and the image we have in our head, and it's not actual, it's not reality right here, right now. And not to say I don't know, but what I'm trying to say, this is really hard for me, because this is a very vulnerable thing for me to say, that I had to have some kind of control in the relationship to protect myself. Because if in the past, now that I've recognized it and now that I've learned from it, I'm healing from that completely. And I'm not talking about control in the sense of
controlling their actions.
Yeah, I never told them what to do. I was very supportive, but I feel like this is worse. It's just kind of like, I know this person, I have a reason to leave, so if I ever want to opt out, no one can blame me. If I ever wanted to just bye, no one would blame me, because everything was legit. And it gave me a sense of comfort for some reason, because I felt like you always needed a reason to leave a relationship, that a healthy relationship, even if it's healthy, if something's just not there, if it just doesn't work out, that's okay. Yeah. It's okay to go your separate ways. It's just that false idea in my head from past religious beliefs that once you're committed, end of story, the end. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but they very much make it an attachment thing. And for me, I guess I've always had a problem with it. And
you get almost addicted to that sense of someone being there all the time. You get addicted to that just that presence. And in our society today, not just in America but just in general, it's very much a instant gratification thing.
Oh yeah.
And very much a whirlwind. We were discussing one of our friends, and we were discussing how he always had that instant gratification or that very whirlwind beginning of relationship.
Yes.
And when he was presented with that emotional relationship, as well as some other circumstances, he shied away from it because he'd never experienced that. And even when me and Wolford started dating, it was very much
name reveal.
I said it earlier.
Did you really?
Yeah, I just said Wolford.
I'm sitting here ignoring it for nothing and like avoiding it for nothing. God.
That's fine. I'll just tell him that before we release it. Just be like, hey, heads up.
Yeah.
And just be like,
it's just a cute story. It's not.
But yeah, when I first started even like conceptualizing the idea of really being in a relationship with him, I had to break away from that idea that I had with all my previous relationships. And I don't think I told you this, but like I had to break away from that idea of like it's two halves coming together, because I am a whole entity. I am an entity in and of myself, and so is he. He is very much an entity of himself. We are two very, very independent people.
Yes.
Which how we even came together to be a relationship is kind of funny. It's just like
it's hilarious. It's so cute.
We were just like one day like, yeah, we're gonna do this, and relationship. But yeah, I had to break away from that, and I'm not afraid to say that I went to therapy, and that's like really what helped me.
Oh no, we're real here, fam.
Oh yeah. But I was talking to my therapist about it, and I was like, yeah, like I'm having to learn how to be in a relationship, because I'm so used to like these whirlwinds, and I don't have that physical connection, like that. I won't say I don't have that physical connection, because I'm very attracted to this man, and all of it that comes with that, but there's not that physical
whirlwind
active, like we're not actively physical together. Like most of the time we're just like chill right beside each other.
And then every time they kiss, we like all like we're all stupid.
And me and him have started making a joke of it now. Like we'll wait till they're like kind of not paying attention and just be like, and of course you'll hear at least one of them go, eh. Like,
by the way, I know that's weird, but like it's the whole like you're so cute it makes me sick sort of thing.
But with him, like I had to learn that I am my own entity, and my therapist is like, yeah, like that's a valid thing. Like, you are your own entity, and it doesn't matter that you're both coming together in this. You're still both a person. You're not half a person just because you're not with somebody. Exactly. Like,
you're whole, and that is a huge thing. See, with me, it was this whole. Now, with all the work I've been doing on myself, I am a whole person, and now I think I have this fear of losing that, as well as being with someone who, like, of course I would know, like, they have to be whole in who they are, and, have a great relationship with themselves, because that's going to reflect our relationship as well. But I also had to really purge a lot, especially in the past few months, of this need to find a scapegoat, this need to I need to be vulnerable. I need to be vulnerable in a sense, and it's weird because it can't just be me.
No.
It can't just be
it's
us.
Not.
So that's why we're sharing this. It's like, have you even thought of that you are afraid of a true connection because you're afraid of intimacy, because you're afraid, because it's like a control thing, and stuff like that. Are you afraid of it? It's a good question to ask yourself. It's vital, I would say, before you even hop into any relationship.
Yeah, and that's why I think it took me like 5 years coming to the realization, like, yeah, I do want to be with this man. Because I had to get over all of the programming and all of the... Because I am not afraid to say that I was taught in my first couple relationships, because I was also at a very young age where I was very impressionable. And I was taught in those relationships, both
we don't realize we get trained.
Yeah, both blatantly and subtly, though.
Yeah.
Like, looking back now, I can be like, okay, yeah. That I was taught to be like, all right, how can I serve you? How can I lose myself and serve you?
It's all about you, and what I want doesn't matter. My feelings aren't valid. And that also comes from childhood.
Oh, yeah.
That's not just, like, if you were raised with parents that, mind you, in our society as well, because you could have parents that overall, support you, and they try to make you feel empowered, but so many things in your surroundings growing up can influence you to think that you're not enough and that you're not valid, and you attract people who can sense that about you and sense your heart and sense that you would truly care about them. But like, let's also just go on the flip side and like take responsibility for ourselves as well, where, you know, it's also our responsibility to love ourselves and to take care of ourselves, because this whole thing, like even just saying that out loud, like it was, even last night, it was so surreal to say that I needed an op-out. Like I needed someone to, I didn't want to be truly with somebody that's going to love me for all of me. It's like I wanted it, but I was scared of it. I wasn't ready for it. And I wouldn't know what to do with it at the time.
Because none of us, like, I know between you and I, like, me being with Wilford is the first time that I'm not, it's actually I'm with someone because they see my mind and they love that, and they see the way I love and they love that, and it's not this I don't have a scapegoat, and I'm okay with that. And I very much had to come to the terms, like, that I am okay with me, and I'm okay with him, and I'm okay with the fact that we are together. Like,
and I think we were also discussing, now that you said that, last night we were discussing how comfortable, how kind of uncomfortably comfortable we were being with people that we knew deep down. Because no matter who you are, any kind of breakup you had, any kind of, there will be a little feeling somewhere that lets you know this isn't going to last. This isn't right. Now there's a difference between just being pessimistic and, you know,
I can say that because, like,
be aware, you know, it's just, there's a difference between being pessimistic and always expecting the worst and just having that gut feeling, not to say go in a relationship saying, oh, this has to last forever, but, you know, because just enjoy the relationship for what it is in the moment that it's in. But I just wanted to throw that out there. But also, I think it was just this, we knew it wasn't going to last, and somehow that brought us comfort. Because it's like the pain will end. It was just really this strange, that sounds really strange, but take a look. Just take a look at yourself for a second and just think. Just think about it.
For me, it was too, like, when I first started on this journey, it was too hard to look at myself. And so I looked at everyone around me, and I was like, oh yeah, I can definitely see that. But another thing is like, we are so trained, like, through society and the way we're raised and everything like that. Sorry, I have, like,
they got, like, they were with me during my
your near-death phase.
Oh my god.
But we're so much as a society taught, like, your worth is in how you can serve others. And there's a difference between, like, how can you serve humanity in being yourself, and how can you serve others losing yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hopefully that makes sense to the rest of y'all.
Oh.
She knows the way my brain works, so.
But, like, it's just one of those things where it was really hard for me to admit. It's such, and we, you know, if you follow my Instagram, you saw that we did a ritual last night. There was a lot of purging. There was a lot of face slapping, not between us physically, but the spirit definitely just whap, like, wake the fuck up. And the thing is, we did. And, there, you know, you just don't realize these things unless you have time, even if it's with a close friend.
Yeah. Because I will say that, like, the period of, like, time with you in these last 5 years, because I've known her as long as I've known the guy that I'm currently dating, has been such a growth because of, like, you and the family and just everything. Because you need those people in your life who are gonna
fully accept you, love you.
And,
no conditions.
And in loving you, they also help you to get better.
Yes. And you have to want it. You can't abuse it. Like, don't expect people to keep you around just because they put up with your shit for a certain amount of time.
Yeah. Because we are very much a family of, like, it's not what you bring to the table, it's that you come to the table. And that you are fully open with
who you are, what you're about.
And if you recognize something in yourself that's not healthy, that you work to fix that.
And none of, like, the thing is we were discussing this last night too, how important those relationships are to the relationship with yourself And, you know, I feel like romance is always prioritized in everybody's life, and they forget how important it is to have your friends, good friends. And not a whole lot of people experience like what we have. I mean, which is really upsetting to me, to be honest, because I don't know exactly where I would be without my family. Like, we literally just anything, no judgment, and it's really hard. I think there was only one person that we had to like kind of because it was just there was no getting anywhere with them, and it's not that we didn't love them or care about them. It was just that it was toxic.
And we had, that was like going back to that, like even in relationships, this kind of goes back to that. We had tried to help this person so much. We had tried to give our acts of service of like helping them and giving advice and doing what we could to help them see how to better themselves. Because it was never us being like, well, you need to do this, you have to do this, or you want to stay friends with us. No, it was
no, not at all.
It was for
we're patient people.
Oh yeah, it was 6 years that we went on trying to help this person, trying to like have them see where they were being truly unhealthy to themselves and toxic to themselves and those around them.
And that is relating to relationships, because I know I did that I've been married before, and I'm not going to go into detail about that simply because I have a daughter with the person, and there's certain things I don't want her to find out, as well as it's just privacy. But it was just like most of my relation, like I was with them for 4 years. I've been with, there's always been a year's mark with people I've chosen, and there was always this sense of they will get better, thinking the best of them, staying committed and stuff like that. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, especially if they're just going through a rough patch. But there's a difference between a rough patch and
self-sabotaging.
Yes. And, growth has to start with us and our want to grow. And, friends apply. Like, it applies in all aspects. And,
I feel like we do the same thing with friendships. Like, I know, like, looking back, now, like, the same perspective of how we were talking about how in relationships we always have to have that out. Yeah. Like, even in friendships, I was like that with some people.
Oh, yeah. Me too. And it's hard for me to cut people off sometimes, but now it's just like I know what real friends are, and I know what it's like, and that love.
Definitely try for a time to, like, help you learn. And we get to the point where, like, if you're not willing to learn to help yourself, then there's nothing we can put into it.
Right. Same. We're trying to make a loop back to relationships, but this does have a lot to do with it.
Yeah. Because the only difference between friendship and a relationship.
Friendship's set on fire.
I mean, yeah, sure.
I mean, there's a lot of fire. There should be.
But the only difference is, like, the romanticism. Yeah. Because intimacy is not physical. Intimacy is that opening up of your mind and having that given back to you as well.
It's kind of like what I was saying in a reading. I was like, sexuality is more than tits and ass. Like it's sexuality. Like there's so much more to it, and people just like to put it in a box. But I mean,
unless you're into that and then have fun.
All right, like with no judgment. But
no, there's really no judgment.
There's really none. Like. We're not even going to get into that.
Anyway, but like going back to that, willing to have an out and willing to, like in every relationship that we've had in the past, that having an out was always our safe place. Like, that's still, like, as you can see, that was really hard for me to accept, because I do want that true intimacy. I do desire that. And that was even hard for me to admit. All right, just zoom on by. It is icing. It is snowing. These roads are not like the straight and narrow. Let me just say that. That was... Anyway. I think this is the straightest stretch of road, and it might be like a mile long.
I don't even think it's a mile.
I don't think it is either.
Not at all. But anyway.
Tangent.
This is our life. But
it's not squirrels, it's cars.
Slow down. Care about those around us.
Yeah.
You don't tell people what to do. Hey!
Well, that's the thing. Like, there's a difference between telling somebody what to do and being like, hey, like, for your own safety, would you consider maybe not driving that fast?
Would you consider, like, not, like, dying? It would be great.
Or, like, I know for y'all, for the family, like, they had an intervention with me because I was going down a very self-destructive path several years ago. This is probably like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Growth.
But yeah, that was like, it's one of those things where even in relationships you have to have that, like,
that realness.
Yeah, that ability to come to someone and be like, hey, this is a very, like, unhealthy behavior, this is very toxic behavior. What can I do to help you along that path of, like,
sure,
recentering yourself? And in relationships, when you have that out, that, like, yeah, like, I could not be with this person because of, like, X, Y, and Z that are not healthy. Right. You have that, like, oh, I can just blame it on that, and I'm gone. Yeah. Whereas I would say in my relationship now, I don't really have that because we're both very open people when it comes down to it. And so, even in our friendships, we've had a moment or two where it's been like, hey, that's probably not the best behavior. Right. And in most relationships, it would be like, oh, well, F you then, I'm going to grab my stuff and go to the door.
Because there's that distance. And I feel like the person that you're with, and I even read an article where it was like, why your significant other shouldn't be your best friend. And I was like,
no. For the 5 years that I'm
literally planning to spend every day with this person pretty much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm planning to be intimate with this person. Like, what the fuck do you mean? They're not supposed to be my best friend. Like, what kind of titties you playing with? Like, I don't understand.
Not the good kind.
The things I say, guys, I just don't show it to you most of the time. Anyway.
Yeah, and going back to that.
Not really is half the things I say. For being such a self-aware person. Just.
It's fine. Why is it burning? It's not natural. Leave it alone.
That's a little insider of ours. Don't worry about it.
Driving down. Anyway. I don't remember what I was saying. Damn it! I mean, I don't know if I can cuss on this.
Yes, what? I just said fuck!
Oh, that's fair.
No, like, okay, so overall, your friendships are going to shape who you are as a person, and our friendships are not codependent. I've had codependent friendships before, where I was codependent on them, they were codependent on me. Interdependency is different than, I think I said that right, where you guys are your own person, you're a whole person, but you still have that connection with these people, this healthy connection where you're helping each other grow and you're helping each other vibrate higher and transcend old thought processes, purging old wounds, and it's really beautiful. It's actually hard for me to believe that people go throughout their entire lives not knowing what that's like. You know, and a lot of people don't like people calling them out on their shit. And
the day that y'all called me out, I fucking hated it. I hated every second of it. But ever since then, I'm like, yeah, like that was a good deal. Like y'all actually saved me.
Anyway, so
little moment, it's fine.
But so I mean, I'm glad we talked about our family a bit, because I think that has a lot to do with how we view relationships as well. And also understand that when you feel like your own person and a whole person, and you have friends that have healthy relationships, even when they don't, you understand that's not your experience. I know a lot of people have, like, see their family or they see their friends having horrible relationships, and for some reason they think it's going to happen to them because it's such a negative representation.
Like, that's all you see, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, even when you look at social media and stuff like that, like, you see these people who are, like, one day, like, yeah, I love this person, they're my world, and the next day, like, I fucking hate this person.
Right, yeah.
And it's
so
like, that's
quickly.
not...
That's so toxic. And you gotta know who to keep in your life and who to keep out, because that will rub on you in some way.
Who you're around truly becomes who you are. Because...
You gotta know their hearts. You have to know their hearts. And So tying that back to relationships, the things that I've purged, because we're gonna have to end this soon.
Yeah, I just realized it's
like almost 40 minutes
long.
Oh my god.
I think like half of it is us just tangenting.
Oh anyway. Yeah, but or bragging about our family or something. But the thing is that I had to do some heavy purging, where I understand that this was a wall that I built up for myself from allowing certain people in. Even I didn't realize a certain image of certain people, like I'm not talking about like, oh, they're ugly. No, that's not it at all. These people would be stereotypically.
I spat my coffee out. Continue.
Did you find that funny?
Just the way you said that, and the fact that is not the type of person you are, I was just like
proof. Anyway, so the fact that there are certain people where they would stereotypically be gorgeous, and I realized that it was, number one, me feeling unworthy. Number two, it was I felt like they were a person that could, because of like sexual abuse and just abuse in general. I've been through every kind: physical, emotional, mental, sexual, and so I feel like I don't like this certain image. This person would have a certain power over me, and that would happen to me again. I had to purge that. And then also that I was always going to get fucked over, and that, if I'm going to get fucked over anyway, might as well be with a person that I openly love. The people I fell in love with, I honestly did love. But let's just face some hard truths about ourselves. A lot of times we fall in love for selfish reasons. We don't think how we're going to serve the person unless there's a difference between being trained that way and actually seeing how you guys could come together and make each other's lives even better and grow together. There's a difference.
That's my thing. Like in the last couple of years, where I was like, I'm done with relationships, except for like one teaching relationship, kind of like you had, that only lasted a couple months, and that was.
Man, they really were lessons. We reflect each other's lives in a huge way.
But it was one of those things where I don't know why I was losing my train of thought.
Because it's us.
It's fair. But I had to learn very early on, like in that time period, that I know that I've been trained this way. And there's so much that I can do on my own to heal from this, to purge this, and I'm still purging stuff. But I got rid of.
That's gonna be a forever thing. Oh yeah. Damn. Just letting you know.
There's never a quick fix to something.
No, this is gonna be you choose it every day.
Yeah, sort of and that's what love is to me.
Oh
you choose to be with
you
that person
choose love every day.
And for me, in those 5 years, I learned like all of the things that I'd been taught, and I healed as much of it as I could. Without, sorry, I just realized that my nail broke off. It's fine.
I thought she did it on purpose.
No.
I wasn't going to say anything.
It's over there now. Anyway, I healed as much as I could without somebody. And then these last couple things that I thought, oh yeah, I've got those healed. And then I found my person. Turns out I didn't have those healed, because you have to be connected to someone.
For you to really put that into action. And that is something I think I was discussing with you last night. It's like, I don't know. I've never, now, mind you, I'm not the kind of person where I'm a very loving person.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a very different kind of affectionate person. Whereas with my friends, like even me, like putting my head on, like that took time. Like I'm not a very physical affectionate person, but if like you were to be in a relationship with me, it's completely different. Where I'm very much about acts of service, and I'm very much about, like being there for you, supporting you in what you want to do. But I also realized that it's not okay to be that way and it not come back. Now I understand there's different love languages, there's different ways of loving, and that is totally fine, and I'm totally accepting of that. But unfortunately, in most of my relationships, or at least all of them actually,
up to this point,
have been non-reciprocal, and that is not okay. So, but
yeah, because we were talking about that last night too. Pre everything else.
Yeah.
Like in the car when we got home.
Oh yeah.
We were talking about acts of service.
Yeah, and so, like that's okay. Now, So pretty much this whole video is about us just talking about our experiences. We hope it helped you. Even with the friend aspect, just working on yourself is so important. Working on your growth is important. Loving yourself is so important. It is not fair for you to go to somebody for validation and go to somebody saying, hey, am I worthy of love? You need to show me and tell me. If I can get you to love me, then it's proof that I'm valid.
Yeah.
No, fam, that is not their responsibility. That is not their place. I don't care if they were an asshole, if they were just the absolute shit of the earth. It still wasn't their responsibility to validate you. That is your responsibility. And only when you love yourself can you honestly attract people into your life that even when you're still, because you're still going to question yourself.
Oh,
okay?
yeah, all the time. Like, even now, with as much as Wolford just amazingly, like, reaffirms, like, when I have worries and I go to him like, hey, I'm sorry that I'm still used to being a single person, and I don't let you know, like, hey, I'm going here and doing this or whatever. And it's not that he even wants to know all that. It's not that he has to know where I am all the time. It's just, I'm like, oh crap, I didn't let this person know that I was going from A to B, and something could have happened in that time and they would have never known.
Right.
And so it's very much just a learning, like, you have to constantly learn.
Yeah.
Like, and I just realized this, and this might spiral another conversation, but we're already almost
we can make
an hour.
a part 2.
This
have to bring a light out.
Parents. This also goes into parents. Like what I was
oh yeah,
we're
gonna talk about this today.
Oh yeah, because
you're gonna get my light for teaching, and we're gonna be talking about it.
Oh yeah, because I had a moment with one of my parents today where it was very much all right. Look, I'm done trying to serve you,
and I almost spiraled. I am very protective of my family. Like, I am seriously the chillest person on the planet. Yeah. Like, I am just relaxed. I'm cool. It's
until
whatever.
Until you attack my family.
Until you attack the people I love. Then it's like, you got 2 seconds yesterday. Your ass is done.
Yeah. But yeah, thinking about it, like, you this also goes into, like, familial bonds. Like, it doesn't matter that they are your blood. You still have to set up those boundaries. You still have to read.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. So we're going to end this video. I'll make a part 2.
Sorry, guys.
There is no editing. I don't know how many of you guys are going to watch this all the way through because it's so long. But that's okay, because it's for the people who are honestly ready for growth, ready to, like, heal. And we're going to get a light, and we're going to start talking about parents. Oh, Jesus. Anyway, I was going to do readings today. I'll do them tomorrow. I'll get up early, and I'll get those readings out to you guys tomorrow. The lighting should be
apologize that I have drugged this on so far.
She's apologized. Isn't that cute? Anyway, I love you guys, and we'll see you in the second part.
Thanks for having me.
With better lighting.
Hopefully. Well, it started out really nice and it got dark.
Well, yeah. Bye!